What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Book It Better Wrestling Show. My name is Max Whitman. I am your host with the most. Sitting down with you today, we are at week 2, January 1995. Start with an apology. We missed 2 days. We missed Wednesday and Friday. I've been a little bit under the weather. My throat, as it often does when the weather changes, gets a little hoarse and raspy. You could probably, hopefully you can't hear that. I got my water here. I feel like I've used that as a reasoning for my voice about 100 times so far. In case you haven't noticed, I'm very susceptible to the sore throat. But the good news for you is you get a double feature today to make up for it. So today we'll be doing week 2 and week 3 of January in 1895, the 2 that we should have had on Wednesday and Friday. You'll get a double feature today. So we'll finish up this episode of Monday Night Raw, take a quick break, and on the same exact video, we'll pop right back in with the next episode. That way, Monday we get our go-home show for the Royal Rumble, and Wednesday you get the Royal Rumble. Those will be on time. So, welcome to the show. If this is your first time, as always, welcome. If this is not your first time, welcome back. We're going to jump right into it. We do have a pre-show segment that we're going to run here. A little pre-show match. We get 1-2-3 Kid versus Lance Storm. And 1-2-3 Kid's going to pick up the win. Subpar wrestling, not much heat. 1-2-3 Kid wins by submission. Interesting. 1-2-3 Kid a 60, Lance Storm a 61. So pretty solid junior heavyweight match, light heavyweight match on our pre-show. I'm really thinking that if and when we do start that light heavyweight division, I'm thinking the Kid and Lance Storm will probably be 2 of those top guys that we push in that division. So I figure, what the hell, we may as well get them on a pre-show, put them against each other, and it scores 61, pretty solid. Let's open right up. We're going to open our show now. It's going to score 65, and it's a poor match. Jeff the Persian Jarrett and Lex the Tabby Luger defeat Something to Wrestle With in 10 minutes. Jeff Jarrett defeats Rio, Lord of the Jungle, with the figure 4. Let's see. Bruce Pritchard and Rio are a good pairing. Jim Steele got an awful rating for his gimmick. Jeff Jarrett was off his game. Let's see. Rio scores a 41, Steele a 36, Luger a 75, and Jarrett a 66. So, again, it's just trying to get these guys on TV. Trying to get the Power Cats on TV. I don't really care about Jim Steele and Rio. But we get a 65 to open the show. Not a great opening, but it is what it is. Here we have Diesel and Shawn Michaels. So this is HBK drawing his number. I'm sorry, no, it's not. This is HBK. I'm sorry, I'm one page ahead in my notebook here. So this is Shawn Michaels saying he will defend his title at the Royal Rumble. He will accept Diesel's challenge, but this is the last time he will put that Intercontinental title on the line against Diesel. And if Diesel loses, he will be ineligible for the Royal Rumble. Diesel gladly accepts, says not only will he win the Intercontinental title, he will then go on to become the number 1 contender and Royal Rumble winner just moments later. So that's the stipulation. Diesel more than happy to accept it. Shawn Michaels will defend the title against Diesel, and in exchange, Diesel will be putting on the line his spot in the Royal Rumble match. Let's see. It's Diesel did a good job at improvising. HBK improvised well. Angle got the crowd hotter. Shawn Michaels was fantastic. We actually lose heat because that storyline is so hot. But we'll move right into our next segment. This is now Owen Hart. And this is Owen choosing his entry number into the Royal Rumble. And he appears happy. So he picks his number. He's spinning the big bingo wheel. Reaches in, grabs his number, big smile, gives a woo Woo! And heads on out. The man's happy with his spot in the Rumble. Going right into our next segment. It's another tag team match. It's going to be Sid and Adam Bomb versus the Bushwhackers. It's a poor match. Sid and Bomb defeat the Bushwhackers in just under 10 minutes. Adam Bomb defeats Bushwhacker Butch. Wow, that's a tongue twister. With the power bomb. So Adam Bomb's going to use Sid's finisher here. Sid Vicious head and shoulders above everybody else. Sid pulls an 82 here. Adam Bomb is 67. So Bomb's improving. The Bushwhackers get their 42, their standard. But a great performance here from Sid. We move on to the next one. This is an angle. This is basically Tatanka is out. He challenges Jerry Lawler and Chris Candido to a match at the Royal Rumble. And he says that he'll get himself a tag team partner for that match. So he's issuing out the challenge to Tatanka and Candido. He wants a tag team match at the Royal Rumble, and he'll find himself a tag team partner. Not a bad segment, 70. It's pretty solid. Lawler and Candido are going to accept, obviously. They're happy to accept the challenge. Moving on, we get Razor and Bam Bam here. So this is Bam Bam Bigelow choosing his number. He chooses his number. He seems okay, decently pleased. And Razor Ramon is going to appear. And Razor is going to say that his sole purpose in the Royal Rumble this year is to make sure that there is no WrestleMania main event in the future of Bam Bam Bigelow. So, scores a 91, gets us a good hot angle there. Improves that storyline, raises the heat there. And we get another hot segment here. It's Chris Jericho and The Undertaker. Jericho is basically saying that these mind games will not work on him. He's too focused. He's too locked in. He's too good. These mind games will not scare him, and they will not work. To that, the lights go out. And when they come back on, there's a casket at ringside. The Undertaker nowhere to be seen. But the casket sits at ringside with Chris Jericho's name on it. Jericho seems more angry than scared. Really not. Doesn't seem scared, but he does seem perturbed that this is the kind of thing that The Undertaker is going to do. He's angry, grabs his belt, and storms off, kicking the casket on his way out the door. Jericho did a masterful job improvising. We're getting this. Jim Ross and Vince McMahon have been pretty weak on commentary all night. Kind of strange, but Jericho Taker's going to advance. So we're going to move on to our main event. Our main event tonight, Owen Hart versus Billy Gunn in a singles match. And Owen Hart's going to get the win by submission with the sharpshooter. So Billy Gunn out of his tag team for this episode, for this match, and into the singles, where he scores a 78 with Owen. Owen pulls an 85, Billy Gunn a 52. Owen carries the match, obviously. And we'll see what our show's going to get us here. And we grab another 81. So a good solid show. Let me mark that in my notebook here. We score an 81 with this episode of Monday Night Raw. It will again increase our popularity in 12 regions. And so pretty solid show. Basically got the job done. Got what I wanted to get done. So we're going to take a quick break. Pause this recording real quick. Get the next episode up and running. And we'll be right back. So hang tight, and I will be right back. Alright, so we are back now. We are back. This is week 3. Week 3 Monday Night Raw. Part 2 of your double feature. Lucky you. You get to sit down for extra time tonight. Extra time for the double feature. But here we go. We'll jump right into that. Here we go. We get a pre-show battle royal. This is just a, hey, thanks for coming. Here's all your favorites who aren't going to be on the show tonight. It scores a 78. Diesel's going to win the battle royal. About 14 minutes. The final 4 were Diesel, Sid Vicious, Bam Bam Bigelow, and Lex Luger. With Sid Vicious being the final elimination. So just it's a, hey, these guys aren't going to be on the show, but thanks for coming, because here they are. We're going to open the show with Yokozuna versus Mo. there's a match you didn't know you wanted to see. You saw it now. Yokozuna versus Mo. It's a decent match. Yokozuna defeats Mo in 8.5 minutes with the Banzai drop. Yoko pulls an 89. Mo gets a 48. God, Yoko is good, man. I have, no plans for him, singles-wise. But the guy goes, man. It's only a matter of time before I'm going to be forced to put him in a singles push. But for now, he's part of the tag team champs, and he's carrying it with honor. But yeah, so you get your Yokozuna versus Mo fix. It's match of the year candidate. Dave Meltzer gives it 87 stars. Would have been 100 stars if it was in the Tokyo Dome, but it's not, so it gets 87 stars. Next segment, Shawn Michaels gonna pull an 88. This is HBK drawing his number. He smiles and says, folks, there will be a dual champion after WrestleMania, because he will defend his Intercontinental title, and then he will go on to defeat whoever is the heavyweight champion at WrestleMania after he wins the 1995 Royal Rumble. Pulls an 88, good, solid thing. I keep getting Vince McMahon weak at the announcing desk. It's bothering me. But pulls an 88 anyway, so we're okay with that. We get a 59 rated tag team match. It's the Hardy Boys going over the Heavenly Bodies. Jeff Hardy at 54, Matt at 50, Tom Pritchard at 54, Jimmy Del Rey at 43. So Hardy Boys continuing their climb, popularity-wise, continuing their climb in ability-wise, putting on better and better matches, getting themselves some solid TV time on the main show. Next up is the Nasty Boys versus the A-Train and the Terminator. They are called up, A-Train and Terminator being borrowed from Developmental, to job out to the Nasty Boys. They have good chemistry together. Jerry Sags a 70, Knobs a 69, A-Train a 66, and the Terminator a 41. So the Terminator is Bubba Ray Dudley. A-Train is Devon Dudley. Devon was almost the top worker in the match. Bubba not so much. So still trying to decide when I call them up, if I want to call them up as a tag team. I could use a good tag team. Although our tag team division is pretty heavy right now. But if Bubba's at a 41 right now and Devon's already up in the high 60s, we may see Devon up as a singles guy at some point. But for now, they're just borrowed from Developmental. And it's a kind of a one-off just to job out to the Nasty Boys. Gets a 73, though. Good, solid match. Here we move on. We have a 100 rated segment. I could have told you this was going to happen. Here's what's happening here. Jericho is cutting a promo. He's cutting a standard, I'm going to win promo. Nothing crazy, pretty simple. And Diesel's going to show up. So Diesel's going to work his way into this promo here. And he's going to tell Jericho that after he, Diesel, wins the Royal Rumble, he's going to take that belt from Chris Jericho at WrestleMania. To this, HBK comes into the shot and says he's the one who's going to take the belt, because he's going to toss 29 other men over that top rope and take that belt off Jericho at WrestleMania. To that, the room goes cold, and The Undertaker walks in. It's the first time we're actually seeing Undertaker in person in quite a few weeks. The Undertaker appears and says they're all wrong, because by the time WrestleMania rolls around, he will be the World Wrestling Federation champion, and no one is taking it. To that, a silence falls over the room, and our scene cuts out. We get 100 rated here, an A+. Michaels is superb, Jericho's superb, The Undertaker's superb, Diesel improvised well, everything is good here. McMahon, pretty weak. Everything just kind of came together here. Jericho Taker gains heat, HBK Diesel gains heat. It's 100, what can we say? Going to our main event, it's Owen Hart versus Razor Ramon. Pulls an 88, good solid match. A great wrestling, good heat. Owen Hart and Razor Ramon go to a 15-minute time limit draw. So no winner here. Razor pulls an 88, Owen an 85, and the match scores an 88. So good, solid showing there. And we'll go to the end of our show here. And we're going to pull an 86. Let me mark that in the notebook. I'm trying to track scores here in the notebook. It's going to increase our popularity in 21 regions. Scores us an 86. What can you say? Really a good, solid show. I'm hoping that our go-home show is just as hot. And I'm pretty sure it will be, because I already know what the main event of that's going to be. Yeah, so storylines heating up. Mainly, we're focusing heavily on Diesel and HBK and Jericho and Taker right now. The Tatanka and Lawler storyline is still in there. Obviously, you got your tag teams, but kind of really, really heavily focusing on these two storylines right now as we head into the Rumble. I really want them to be I really want those storylines to be the key focuses over the next couple months as we head into Mania, the Rumble and Mania, obviously. So, folks, as always, thank you for sitting down with me tonight. Thank you for joining me. It's a pleasure, as always. Once again, if this was your first time watching, I really hope you found something you enjoyed. If you did, go ahead and click like, click subscribe. Come on back. We're here every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, usually. Obviously, this week we were not. Yeah, had a great time sitting down with you tonight. Post these up as soon as I'm done recording. They're going to be going up. So they're going to be going up tonight, Saturday. You will get your go-home show on Monday, and your Royal Rumble will post up on Wednesday as expected. So if you pop in frequently, occasionally, you definitely want to be here on Wednesday. That's the Royal Rumble. Going to be our biggest show of the year. I got real high hopes for it. Folks, thanks for stopping by. As always, I am Max Whitman. Join me next time, every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I'll be here, you'll be there, and the wrestling will be hot as always. Have a good night, folks.